It is July 6, 1781, near Williamsburg, Virginia. Lord Cornwallis and his 7,200 British and German troops have just ambushed the American army under the Marquis de Lafayette. Now Cornwallis camps for the night before moving on.
That was a clever bit of strategy, sir. Tricking Lafayette into thinking we've already crossed the river.
Yes. Phillips. It seems the heroic Frenchman isn't as smart as they said.
He almost finished his end this time, sir. Had two horses show right on it. Thank you.
Yes, and if it weren't for Sir Henry, Lafayette and his army would be out of this war for good. Imagine Clinton ordering us to withdraw to the coast just as we have all of Virginia on its knees.
A soldier appears at Cornwallis' tent. With him is a black man, barefoot and dressed in worn-out clothing.
Excuse me, sir, but we found this man at the edge of camp, and he would like to speak with you.
Let him speak.
Thank you, sir. I was telling this soldier here that my master's farm had burned down, so I have no place to go. I was wondering if there is any work I could do for you.
You support the British, do you?
Yes, sir.
And why is that?
Well, sir, I believe this has been your country from the start, and I just don't see why that should change.
Ah, true enough.
What's your name and who's your master?
I'm James, and my master is William Armstead. I'm from New Kent County, and my master said that I can stay with you as long as you need.
I think we could use you, James. You could help us take up camp tomorrow morning. Soldier, take young James here to get him some food.
Yes, sir.
They leave.
He just might come in handy.
Yes, I think James might be just the person we need to keep us informed on Lafayette's plans. I doubt the Americans would take notice of another black man among their ranks.
Aha, a spy, sir?
Exactly, Phillips, a spy.
The next day, Cornwallis and his army start for Portsmouth, Virginia. The Americans under Lafayette are following close behind. On July 27, Cornwallis sent James to spy on the Americans.
Hey, you there! Get away from the general's tent. No one is allowed in there.
I need to speak to General Lafayette, ma'am. It's important.
Important indeed. The general's had a fever all night, and he's not about to see anyone. If it's so important, you can talk to Dr. McHenry. Here he comes now.
Oh, you look upset, Mrs. Donnelly. It's not the general's condition, I hope.
No, sir. General Lafayette's been much better this morning. It's this man here says he has to see the general.
Oh, you're James Armistead, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Ah, and you've got news for the general?
Yes, sir.
All right, come with me. I'll take you to him.
I heard all the noises outside, James. I hope my nurse did not give you a hard time.
No, sir. I'm sorry you're not feeling well.
Oh, it's nothing that won't pass. Anyway, what is the news about the British?
They will be moving out as soon as I get back, sir. They've already started loading the ship.
They are going to Baltimore. That's what the rumors have been all along.
I'm not sure, sir. I guess Lord Cornwallis doesn't really trust me enough to tell me.
And with good reason. You're our most valuable spy.
Cornwallis does not know that. Thank heavens. At any rate, we must get moving. We'll break camp and head for Baltimore. If you have any more word about Cornwallis's plans, then meet us on the road. We'll make way of Richmond.
Yes, sir. Is there anything that you'd like me to tell the British?
Yes, I'd like to tell you that my men are sick and they have been deserted. Let them think that Cornwallis has the upper hand.
Yes, sir. I hope you feel better, sir.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
James finds out Cornwallis' plans on August 1st when the British troops land at Yorktown, Virginia. He sends a messenger named Carey to tell Lafayette about this. She returns to Yorktown on August 8 as James is helping to build a dirt wall around the town.
General Lafayette said his best, James.
Hush up, Carrie. Someone might hear you. Now, did you have any trouble finding the Americans?
No, they were at Richmond, just as you said. The general was mighty surprised that Cornwallis decided to stay at Yorktown, though, says his lordship might got his British army into trap with his back to the sea.
I've been thinking about that. If the French block the York River and if the Americans surround the land, Cornwallis will be trapped.
That's what Lafayette is trying to arrange. He's already sent a message to General Washington, asking him to come to Virginia with all his troops.
Washington is in New Jersey, isn't he?
Yes, he's trying to get New York back from the British. But Lafayette thinks that Yorktown was more important.
Yep, it looks like Lord Cornwallis might have to put this old tobacco port back on the map.
Lafayette and his troops set up camp in Williamsburg, only 14 miles away from Yorktown. On August 31st, the French fleet creates a blockade off the coast of Yorktown. Now British ships can't come to Cornwallis' aid. 2 weeks later, James sneaks out of the city to bring Lafayette some important news.
Dr. McHenry.
James, you look like you've run all the way from Yorktown. You have good news, I hope.
Yes, sir, very good.
Ah, General Washington is meeting with him over across the camp. Come with me.
They find Lafayette reviewing Washington's troops.
James, I'd like you to meet General George Washington.
Let's meet, sir.
James here has been doing some undercover work for us in Yorktown. Tell us some news.
Well, first of all, it's an honor, sir. And the British fleet has been defeated.
Hallelujah. Tell us more.
On September 5, the French blockade pushed the British back and pushed the British fleet back under Admiral Graves. And forgot the rest of it.
So, it's on September 5th, the British fleet under Admiral Graves tried to break the French blockade of Yorktown, but the French pushed them back, and Graves has retreated to New York.
All right, now just Photoshop that in. All right.
Washington.
Long live France, whatever we American do without you.
You love France.
It's how is Cornwallis?
I was going around taking the setback, James.
He's hoping that Admiral Graves
We have,
will come back.
we have got to move quickly before Graves does come back.
We and James tell Cornwallis that our army is bigger and better than ever. Let him know that we have the upper hand now.
By September 28, Washington, Lafayette, and Rochambeau have set up camp outside Yorktown. On October 9th, their troops start shelling the British base. 6 days later, Cornwallis talks with General Phillips.
Is there nothing we could do to stop those dreadful cannons?
We can't hold out here much longer. Those wretched cannons have destroyed most of the buildings, and we're almost out of food.
And no news from Admiral Graves, I presume?
He keeps, Sir Henry says that the fleet is almost ready to leave New York, but almost isn't good enough.
If only.
If only we could stop those dreadful cannons. Perhaps we could lead some men, attack them.
Yes, we'll have to try. Phillips, go get young James.
Phillips returns with James.
James, you've been in the American camp. Where do you think their line is the weakest?
I'm not sure, sir. Maybe where the French and American sections meet?
I thought so. Thank you, James.
James leaves, but he stays close enough to overhear Cornwallis' conversation.
We'll attack tonight. Gather 300 of our best men. We'll attack where the French and American lines meet. It's our only chance to silence those guns.
The British sneak behind enemy lines at 3 a.m., October 16, but the French and Americans are waiting for them. Cornwallis planned to silence the cannons bells. At 10 a.m. on October 17, the British raise a white flag, surrendering. The Americans have won the Battle of Yorktown. It turns out to be the last major battle of the Revolution.
A few days after the surrender, Lord Cornwallis visits Lafayette's headquarters. There, among the American soldiers, he is shocked to see James, Lafayette's favorite spy. Soon after the Revolution, James Armistead changes his name to James Lafayette. In 1786, the state government of Virginia honors James for his part in the war by making him a free man.